Hello there, this is Josh Berle of MasterCard and Chair of Project Inclusion with a view coming to the end of February. Now, I've been asked by the guys at the Payments Association to provide more of a forward view than a review of what's going on this month. So what we're looking forward to over the rest of this quarter will be further preparation on our project to do with financial inclusion and crypto. We're in the process of identifying various people to interview for this project, and we have the structure of a paper, and we're looking forward to related activities such as blogging, webinars, and possibly podcasts. Now, on podcasts, something else we're really excited about is to drill down into the issue of sustainability. You might recall that we focused on this briefly, amongst other things, in our paper last year on lifestyle and values banking. We thought, given COP26 last year, it would be timely to look at the range of propositions that fintech is looking at around sustainability and where this may go. So in addition to podcasts, we're thinking about papers and webinars and other activities too, which will be well worth looking out for. Now, beyond that, partly because of infusion of new talent and other members from around the world of fintech in financial inclusion, we may start to look at activities to do with the developing world, possibly cross-border, and providing services to people where there is very little banking infrastructure, which I always think always has significant purchase for what could be done in the developed world as well. After all, we don't live in some sort of paradise. We often have some related issues to deal with too. So that's what we're looking at the moment. There may well also be a focus later on this year on open banking. We talked about that before. If any of this is of interest to you, as ever, please do drop me a line because we'd love to have you along. Thanks very much indeed.
Hi, my name is Jan van Vonno, and I'm the project lead for the Payments Association Open Banking Project. My main role is working as Tink's Director of Research, where I support internal and external stakeholders in understanding the open banking trends and developments as they navigate opportunities for the future. For those of you who are less familiar with Tink, we are an open banking technology platform providing connectivity to nearly 4,000 banks across Europe through a single API. In the UK, we're working with many well-known brands such as NatWest, PayPal, and Xero, supporting our customers with access to financial information, the initiation of payments, and a broad range of tools for income verification, risk analysis, and financial management. I was honored to be selected by the Payments Association to help guide the Open Banking Project become even more successful in evangelizing the opportunities of open banking, showing how it improves the lives of people and businesses around us, and fostering opportunities for collaboration within the industry. While the Payments Association has traditionally done this through a series of white papers and reports, this year, we aim to make it even more inspiring and conversational through a steady stream of podcasts, webinars, and videos that will help you understand the state of the art of the fintech industry. But that's not all. Last year, the Payment Association was approached by the authorities overseeing open banking and was explicitly requested to become more proactive with regards to providing feedback and input on policy-related topics. So to structure this, we'll be kicking off a series of workshops this year to talk about some of the most important areas of consideration. Our workshops will touch on topics such as sweeping and variable recurring payments, the governance of open banking and the role of the open banking implementation entity, and of course, open finance and how it will structure the digital economy. I am very excited for this project in 2022, and I urge everyone who wants to get involved to reach out to the Payments Association directly. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome to the update from Project Financial Crime for the month of February. I would like to include a link to a summary of a report from Spotlight on Corruption this month, which I think is well worth reading. The report from that organisation was called Closing the UK's Economic Crime Gap. And as you may know or may remember, Lord Agnew, one of the government Treasury ministers, resigned this month citing schoolboy errors made by the government in the COVID loan scheme. He estimated that total fraud across the public sector now ran at about £29 billion a year, or about 5p on income tax. Then there was the Public Accounts Committee, which also criticised the government. The chairwoman, Meg Hillier, said that there was a lack of preparedness and planning had led to an unacceptable level of mistakes, loss and openings for fraudsters in relation to the COVID-19 state-backed business schemes. All that criticism took place, and we drafted a letter to be sent to various newspapers, adding pressure on the government to act and do more in relation to economic crime. Then, of course, the Russian invasion of Ukraine happened, and that did spur the government to act. So the government acted by introducing lots more sanctions on companies and individuals in relation to the Russian action. And then, perhaps more interestingly, they have now introduced an economic crime transparency and enforcement bill to set up a register of overseas entities, and that will also make sure that it strengthens unexplained wealth orders and has various provisions, more provisions about sanctions in it. So after that, they've also produced a white paper on corporate transparency, and they are going to reform Companies House. We're all quite disappointed that they haven't reformed Companies House yet, but it's good news, and those reforms are very wide-reaching. We will be adding our pressure to the government to act on the Treasury Select Committee report, which came out on the 2nd of February, which has lots of other actions which we hope the government will do, such as creating a single government department to handle economic crime. And the last thing I'm going to say is that there is an open mic session which is going to be held on March the 15th between 2 p.m. and 2:45 p.m. And I'm going to cover that with Samantha Sheen, and we're going to be hopefully giving some advice to SMEs because the FCA has said that many of those smaller EMIs and APIs within the payments industry aren't doing so well in relation to their risk and compliance programs. So that session should be of interest to anyone in that category. Hope that we'll be able to see you there. And if there are any issues that you want to see covered by the project, please do let us know. Thank you. Bye-bye.